Every night, millions of people over 55 lie in bed, eyes closed, lights off, hoping that this will be the night they finally fall asleep without struggle. And yet, beneath the stillness of the room, their minds remain wide awake. It's a silent routine, one that feels familiar, even harmless. Tossing, turning, adjusting the pillow again, then checking the clock one more time. But what if I told you that this very routine, this habit of trying to force yourself to sleep, is actually training your brain to stay alert? What begins as rest becomes resistance. The more you try, the further sleep slips away. For years, we've misunderstood insomnia as just part of getting older, something inevitable like gray hair or joint pain. But science and experience say otherwise. Poor sleep isn't just a nuisance, it's a signal. A signal that your body is not in danger, but your nervous system hasn't gotten the message. And until that signal changes, no tea, no pill, no silence will help you truly rest. Tonight, I want to show you something different. A simple 2-minute reset that doesn't involve medication, meditation, or machines. Just your body, your breath, and your willingness to gently let go. But before we begin, I have one question for you. If the way you've been trying to sleep hasn't worked for years, what if it's not your age, but your approach that needs to change? Part 1. The mistake that's stealing your sleep. Have you ever noticed that the harder you try to fall asleep, the more awake you feel? It's one of the most frustrating paradoxes of aging. When you finally have time to rest, sleep becomes the one thing that refuses to come. For many people over 55, the mistake isn't obvious. In fact, it feels responsible. You set the lights low, lie in bed early, avoid caffeine, and do everything by the book. And yet, your body refuses to surrender. You stare at the ceiling, hoping sleep will simply arrive if you wait long enough. But what you may not realize is that this quiet battle, this waiting for sleep, can backfire in ways most people never expect. Picture this, it's midnight. You're lying still, breathing slowly, trying not to think. But beneath the surface, your chest feels tight, your jaw is clenched, and your mind keeps circling back to unfinished thoughts. You don't move because you've been told that staying still helps you sleep. But here's the hard truth. Your body may be still, but your nervous system is not. In fact, the more you suppress your restlessness, the more your brain reads it as a threat. It switches into a low-grade alert mode, flooding you with cortisol, tightening your muscles and preparing you subconsciously for danger. It doesn't matter if the room is silent, your brain is still on guard. This is the mistake. Believing that sleep comes from silence and stillness alone, when in reality it comes from safety. The science is clear. In order for the brain to enter deep sleep, it must first exit the fight or flight state. That doesn't happen just because you lie down. It happens when your body receives physical, emotional, and sensory cues that you are safe. That means relaxed muscles, slower breath, softened thoughts, but most older adults skip these steps. Instead, they lie in bed with tension in their shoulders, worry in their mind, and hope in their heart, and wonder why sleep won't arrive. Over time, this creates a learned pattern. The brain begins to associate the bed not with sleep, but with frustration. And soon, bedtime becomes a trigger for anxiety instead of rest. What makes this worse is how quietly the mistake creeps in. You're not doing anything wrong in the obvious sense. You're not staring at a screen or drinking coffee late. You're just lying in bed trying to rest. But that effort, when not paired with intentional relaxation, isn't neutral. It tells your brain to stay alert, and because the change is subtle, you might go years believing that your body is broken or that you're simply too old to sleep well. That belief in itself deepens the cycle. Because when we stop trusting our body, we stop giving it the space it needs to relearn what it already knows, how to rest. But here's the good news. This pattern is reversible, not with pills or force, but with understanding. Sleep is not something you chase, it's something you invite. And invitation begins with how you treat your body in those quiet minutes before sleep. Do you hold tension or do you release it? Do you command your mind to shut off or gently guide it elsewhere? These are not small questions, they are the heart of the change. In the next part, I'll show you a simple method, just 2 minutes, that helps signal to your brain that it's finally safe to let go. But for now, I invite you to reflect. When you lie in bed at night, are you actually resting, or are you unknowingly preparing for battle? Part 2, signs your body is asking for help. Have you been waking up feeling more tired than when you went to bed? It's easy to brush it off. Maybe you blame your mattress or think it's just a bad night. But when this happens over and over, it's not random. It's not aging. It's your body trying to get your attention. Fatigue that lingers in the morning. Memory lapses that feel sharper than they used to. Moments where your balance feels off or your mood suddenly dips for no clear reason. These aren't just random symptoms, they are signals. Quiet, persistent, and often ignored. Let's take a closer look at the mornings you've been calling normal. You open your eyes, but you feel like you've hardly slept. Your limbs feel heavy, your thinking is foggy, and you start the day behind. Coffee becomes the only way to function. Tasks that used to be easy now feel like effort. You forget simple words mid-conversation. You feel irritable at small things, or worse, indifferent to everything. At night, you feel sleepy, but when you lie down, the cycle starts again. This isn't just tiredness, it's nervous system depletion. And it's common in adults over 55, not because we're weak, but because we ignore the early whispers of imbalance. When sleep quality declines, your brain doesn't get the deep, restorative phases it needs. That affects memory consolidation, emotional regulation, immune function, even your cardiovascular system. The impact is subtle at first. You may forget a name or feel more sensitive, but over time it compounds. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a vital repair mechanism. Without it, your body starts sending SOS signals through symptoms you might dismiss. Dry skin, sugar cravings, low motivation, even mild dizziness. These signs are easy to overlook, especially when we are taught to push through. But the older you get, the more dangerous that becomes. What's more, these symptoms often don't show up all at once. They come gradually, like water wearing down stone. That's why they're so dangerous. Because one day you're just a little tired, and a few months later you've stopped going for walks, started skipping meals, and feel disconnected from your own energy. And here's the twist. Many of these symptoms are misattributed to aging, when in reality they're preventable. Sleep isn't just about closing your eyes, it's about resetting your system. And if that reset hasn't been happening each night, your body will find other ways to cry out. So what can you do? The first step isn't to try harder, it's to listen more closely, track the patterns, notice the small changes. Ask yourself, when was the last time I woke up feeling clear, light, and focused? If you can't remember, that's not your fault, but it is a sign. And like all signs, it means something is out of balance, not beyond repair. In the next section, we'll explore one of the biggest myths about sleep and aging that may be keeping you from healing the way your body was designed to. But first, pause and ask yourself, if your body has been asking for help all this time, have you truly been listening? Part 3, sleep loss is common, but not normal. Everyone says it like a fact. Sleep just gets worse with age. You hear it from friends, doctors, even health articles. And after enough nights of tossing and turning, you begin to accept it. Like gray hair or slower reflexes, sleep becomes one more thing you quietly give up. But here's the truth. Just because something is common doesn't mean it's normal. And when it comes to sleep, that belief could be costing you far more than a few restless nights. It may be robbing you of clarity, energy, and long-term health, slowly, silently, and unnecessarily. Let's step back. Why do so many adults over 55 struggle with sleep? The surface answers are familiar. Hormone changes, medications, chronic pain, emotional stress. All valid, all real. But these changes do mean your body loses the ability to sleep. They mean your body needs new support to find its rhythm again. What's dangerous is the belief that nothing can be done, that it's just part of aging. And because that belief stops people from looking for answers, It normalizes suffering, it silences curiosity, and worst of all, it disconnects you from the most basic truth your body wants you to know. Sleep is not broken. It's just blocked. Sleep is not a passive state. It's an active biological process, orchestrated by a complex interplay of hormones, temperature shifts, nervous system regulation, and mental processing. Think of it like a symphony. Melatonin starts the overture, your muscles relax into stillness, your mind slows its tempo. But if one section is out of tune, stress hormones too high, light exposure too late, breathing too shallow, the performance stalls. For younger bodies, that disruption is easier to recover from. For older adults, the feedback loop becomes more fragile. But the music isn't gone, it just needs to be reconducted gently and precisely. Unfortunately, the medical world hasn't always been helpful in this regard. Too often, older adults are prescribed sleep medications as a first response. These may offer temporary relief, but they often dull the brain's natural sleep architecture, reduce REM sleep, and build dependency over time. It's like patching a leak with tape instead of fixing the pipe. Worse, they reinforce the message that your body can't do it on its own. And that's simply not true. With the right cues, both environmental and emotional, the body can relearn sleep. It doesn't matter if you're 58 or 85. Neuroplasticity doesn't disappear with age. The brain still listens. Here's another myth worth breaking, that sleep struggles only come from worry or a racing mind. And while that's partly true, the deeper issue is nervous system patterning. After years of subtle stress, career pressures, caregiving, loss, chronic pain, the body learns to stay alert. It memorizes tension. It holds tight even when nothing's wrong. That's why you can feel exhausted but still be unable to drift off. Because the system that used to interpret nighttime as rest now associates it with discomfort, silence, and effort. That association must be gently unlearned, and it can be. Let me offer an image. Imagine your sleep ability is like a trail through the woods. In your younger years, it was well-worn, easy to walk. But over time, as stress and patterns built up, that trail became overgrown, harder to follow. The path still exists. You just haven't walked it in a while. You don't need to build a new one, you need to clear what's in the way. That might mean shifting your nighttime routine, changing how you breathe, or rethinking what your body actually needs in those final 10 minutes before bed. Small signals make big differences. What matters most is this. You are not destined to sleep poorly just because you're older. That idea is not only untrue, it's unkind, because it keeps people from seeking help, from trusting their body, from believing in change. And once that hope is gone, the body stops responding, because biology follows belief. That's why the most powerful shift begins not in your habits, but in your mindset. From "I guess this is my life now" to "maybe my body just needs to remember how." In the next section, I'll show you exactly how to begin that remembering process, with a 2-minute reset that speaks to your nervous system in the language it understands best. But before we go there, I'll leave you with this. What if the thing standing between you and deep, healing sleep isn't your age, but the story you've been told about it? Part 4, the 2-minute reset method, simple, gentle, real. What if falling asleep wasn't about forcing your body to shut down, but about inviting it to remember what rest feels like? The 2-minute reset isn't a trick, a gimmick, or a quick fix hack. It's a simple, gentle practice that speaks directly to your nervous system, guiding it out of stress and into safety. It's not magic, it's biology done softly. The core idea behind this method is simple. Your body will not sleep if it still feels unsafe. And for many older adults, years of stress, pain, loss, and habit have left the nervous system stuck in a low-level fight or flight state, even in silence, even in darkness. The 2-minute reset is about retraining your body to exit that mode and step into the one that welcomes sleep, rest, and digest. We'll do it through 3 steps: release, float, and affirm. Step 1. Release the body, one area at a time. Before the mind can let go, the body must lead the way. Most people lie down with hidden tension in their jaw, shoulders, chest, or hands, never realizing that this micro-tightness tells the brain, stay alert. So we start with gentle, intentional relaxation. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your forehead. Imagine it softening like loosening a tight headband. Let the skin between your eyebrows widen. Next, shift to your eyes. Don't squeeze them closed, just let them rest like curtains drawn in a breeze. Move down to your cheeks and jaw. Many people clench their jaw all day without noticing. Let your lower jaw fall slightly as if it's unhooked from effort. If your mouth opens a little, that's a good sign, you're letting go. Let your tongue rest at the bottom of your mouth. Picture your whole face melting into the pillow. Now come to the shoulders. Gently imagine someone placing warm hands on them, pressing them downward, not with force but with permission. Let them drop. Let the arms go limp at your sides. Feel your fingers uncurl. Imagine them floating in warm water, weightless, effortless. This is not about relaxing hard. It's about choosing softness. Bring your focus to your chest and belly. Take one slow breath in, and as you exhale, imagine your chest sinking, your stomach loosening. You don't have to hold your posture anymore. No one is watching. Let the belly rise and fall like waves. With each breath, let go a little more. Finally, scan down through your legs. Feel the weight of your thighs, your knees, your calves, your feet. Imagine each part melting into the bed. Don't try to make it happen, just give it permission. Picture a gentle warmth traveling from your head down through your spine and out through your toes. This sensation of steady downward settling is the body telling the brain, we're safe now, you may rest. Step 2, let your mind float somewhere peaceful. Even when your body is quiet, your mind might resist. Thoughts try to pull you back. The bill you forgot, the conversation that upset you, the question that remains unanswered. Don't fight them. Fighting creates more alertness. Instead, gently redirect. Picture yourself lying in a small canoe, gently drifting across a still lake at dusk. The air is cool, the water's silent. You feel no urgency, there's no oar, no engine, just you floating. A breeze brushes your cheek. There is nothing to fix, no place to be, only now. Or maybe you prefer a darker image, one of stillness. Imagine you're lying in a soft hammock, suspended in a pitch-black room. The fabric holds you soft and steady. No noise, no light, just warmth. These aren't fantasies, they are signals. The brain does not know the difference between real and imagined. It responds to felt experience. And when the feeling is safety, the brain lets go. If your mind wanders, that's normal. Don't panic, just return to the scene. Notice a detail, the ripples in the lake, the texture of the hammock, the sound of your breath. Each return is a step deeper into rest. Step 3, repeat a gentle phrase to anchor the mind. When thoughts come back, which they will, you need a tool that doesn't resist them but replaces them. That tool is a simple phrase. In the original military method, the phrase is, don't think, don't think. But for many older adults, especially those who carry emotional weight that can feel too harsh. So here's an alternative, I am safe. I can rest. Repeat it slowly in rhythm with your breath. Inhale gently. As you exhale, say the phrase in your mind. Again and again, not as a command, as a comfort, like a lullaby. You're not forcing your brain to shut down, you're offering it something softer to hold. With time, this phrase becomes an anchor, a rope that leads you back to stillness whenever your thoughts begin to drift. Why this method works? This method is not a trick, it's a conversation with your nervous system. You are telling your body it's okay to stop trying. You don't need to solve anything. You don't need to plan, remember, fix, or brace. You're allowed to release. That message, repeated over time, changes how your body responds to night. The more often you do it, the easier it becomes. Like a path that becomes easier to walk the more you return. Will it work on the first night? Maybe, but even if it doesn't, something is already shifting. Your body is learning a new language, one that doesn't speak in pills or pressure, but in breath, warmth, and quiet presence. And that is the only language sleep understands. A final thought before we move on. For years, you may have gone to bed bracing for disappointment, for another long night of wishing, waiting, worrying. But tonight, you can try something else, not harder but softer, not longer but deeper, not louder but quieter. Try this, just 2 minutes, and give your body a chance to remember what it was born knowing: how to rest, how to heal, how to sleep. In the next section, we'll look at a few habits, small, everyday actions that may be silently undoing this progress. Because even the gentlest method needs the right conditions to bloom. But for now, let yourself ask, what if peace is not far away, but just 2 minutes deep? Part 5, Everyday Habits That Quietly Destroy Sleep. It's not always the big things that keep you awake. Sometimes it's the little habits you barely notice, the quiet routines that feel normal but send loud signals to your brain. Stay alert. And when these habits happen daily, they don't just delay sleep, they reshape your nervous system's understanding of night. You may not even realize you're doing them. But over time, they chip away at your ability to rest, like a dripping faucet that slowly floods the whole house. Let's start with light. Your brain is wired to use light as a clock. Sunlight signals wakefulness. Darkness tells your body it's time to wind down. But artificial light, especially blue light from screens, LED bulbs, or even bright overhead fixtures, confuses that clock. When you scroll your phone before bed or keep the kitchen light blazing, your brain thinks it's still daytime. Melatonin production stalls, and even if you fall asleep, it won't be deep, sustained rest. Your body needs a clear message. The day is over. Warm lighting, dimmer switches, and screen curfews are not trendy, they're biological tools. Then there's food. Many older adults snack late, thinking a light bite might help them settle. But certain foods, especially those high in sugar, salt, or fat, force the digestive system into overdrive. Instead of resting, your body is now processing. That diverts energy away from healing and sleep. Even healthy food, if eaten too close to bedtime, can interfere. The same goes for caffeine. What most people don't realize is that caffeine doesn't just mean coffee. It hides in tea, chocolate, some pain relievers. And for people over 55, the body clears caffeine more slowly. That harmless cup of green tea at 4 p.m., it might still be affecting your brain at midnight. Sound is another invisible disruptor. We assume that if we're not hearing loud noise, everything's fine. But the brain remains aware of background sounds, refrigerator hums, distant traffic, even faint television murmurs. These tiny disruptions prevent deep sleep cycles from completing. The solution isn't perfect silence, it's predictable calm. White noise machines, soft ocean sounds, or even an old fan can help create a steady auditory environment. When the brain hears consistent, gentle sound, it stops scanning for threats. Now let's talk about body posture. Many people over 55 sleep on mattresses that are too firm, too soft, or too old. Joints become more sensitive with age, and misalignment in the spine, hips, or neck can cause low-grade pain that doesn't wake you fully, but prevents you from sinking into deep rest. A supportive mattress and pillow that suit your sleep position can reduce this hidden tension. Likewise, your sleepwear matters. Clothes that are too tight, too warm, or made of synthetic materials can irritate the skin or trap heat, nudging your body back into light sleep again and again. But perhaps the most overlooked disruptor is mental noise. Not the thoughts themselves, but the way we transition into bed. When your day ends with emails, news, or fast-paced conversations, your brain doesn't know how to slow down. You can't expect your body to snap into sleep mode if it's been running for 14 hours straight. That's why the 30 minutes before bed are sacred. They're not about checking off a list, they're about changing state. Dim the lights, wash your face slowly, stretch, or just sit and breathe. Do something gentle that tells your body, we are safe, we are done for the day. All of these habits may seem small, but they form a system. And when the system is out of rhythm, even the best sleep method can struggle. So as we move forward, remember, peace doesn't just come from within, it also comes from the space around you. In the next section, we'll talk about something deeper than habits, the hidden feeling of defeat that comes from trying everything and still feeling tired. But for now, ask yourself gently, which of these habits might be quietly standing between me and the rest I deserve? Part 6, you've tried everything. Maybe it's time to stop trying. What if the very act of trying is what's keeping you awake? It sounds strange, almost unfair. After all, you've done everything right. You've taken the pills, tried the teas, followed the routines. You've listened to advice from doctors, friends, and even strangers on the internet. And yet every night you find yourself back in the same place, tired, ready, but wide awake. This isn't laziness, this is exhausted effort. And for many people over 55, that effort becomes its own form of tension. There's a quiet kind of heartbreak that comes with chronic sleeplessness. It's not dramatic, it's not loud. It's the sigh you let out in the dark when you check the clock for the third time. It's the way you stop talking about your sleep because you're tired of people offering suggestions that never help. It's the feeling of lying down not with hope but with dread. Not "I'm going to sleep now," but "here we go again." And maybe you've told yourself you just need to try harder, stay stiller, breathe slower, focus more. But here's the paradox: sleep doesn't come when chased, it comes when invited. The truth is, your body already knows how to sleep. You were born with that ability, it's been there since you were a baby. What's gotten in the way isn't age, it's patterns. Patterns of overthinking, over-efforting, over-managing your rest. The brain, especially as we get older, becomes more sensitive to pressure. And trying too hard night after night becomes a kind of internal pressure. The body hears it, and instead of relaxing, it braces. That's why even the best tips don't work if they're done with tension underneath. So maybe it's time to shift the question, not what else can I try, but what can I release? What would it look like to stop pushing and start allowing? What if sleep isn't something to conquer, but something to remember? The 2-minute reset you learned earlier wasn't just a technique. It was an invitation, an opening. And for it to work fully, you need to meet it not with effort, but with trust. In the next section, we'll close this journey by returning to something simple, something often forgotten, the quiet dignity of sleep as your birthright. But before we do, ask yourself, what if the deepest form of rest begins the moment you stop trying so hard to earn it? Part 7, tonight, don't fight sleep, invite it. There is something profoundly human about sleep. It is one of the first things we do when we enter this world, and one of the last things we let go of as we leave it. And yet, somewhere along the path of adulthood, between responsibilities, losses, illnesses, and worry, we forget that sleep is not something we have to earn. It is something we deserve. Not because we've worked hard enough, not because we've done everything right, but simply because we are alive, and rest is a part of living. For those over 55, this truth often gets buried under layers of frustration. Years of trying and failing, years of believing that your body is the problem, years of telling yourself maybe this is just how it is now. But let's pause here. What if your body isn't broken? What if it's simply been waiting for the conditions to feel safe again? Not just quiet, not just dark, but truly, deeply safe. Because only then does the body allow itself to enter sleep, not because it's been told to, but because it wants to. The method you've learned, this 2-minute reset, is not about perfection. It won't guarantee you fall asleep every time. What it offers is something more lasting, a new relationship with your own rest. It gives you a way to speak to your nervous system without fear, without force. It invites you to create an inner space where sleep can return, not rushed, not begged for, just gently welcomed back. And maybe tonight you'll try it. Maybe you'll lie there, soften your forehead, loosen your jaw, breathe a little slower and whisper, "I am safe, I can rest." Maybe you'll imagine the lake, the hammock, the darkness that holds you like a friend. And maybe, even if sleep doesn't come right away, peace will. And that is a victory. So let this be your new nighttime ritual, not a checklist, not a performance, but a quiet promise to yourself. I don't have to fight for sleep anymore, I just have to make space for it. And then trust that it will find me, Because the truth is, rest isn't out there waiting, it's inside you waiting to be remembered. Tonight, give it a chance to come home. Sometimes the most healing moments arrive not with answers, but with the quiet permission to pause. Sleep is not just a function of the body, it's a reflection of how gently we hold ourselves at the end of each day. Perhaps the path to rest doesn't begin with changing everything, but with noticing more. The light in your room, the way your shoulders hold the weight of the day, the silence or noise you carry into bed. Or maybe it begins by noticing someone else, a parent, a partner, someone you love, moving through their nights the way you once did, tired, restless, resigned. In these moments, awareness becomes care, and care becomes change. So tonight, before you lie down, before you close your eyes, ask yourself softly, not to fix, not to solve, just to wonder, what would it feel like to end the day without bracing for battle?